Hello there, Leo. It's so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing your May career and money tarot reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, let's get into your reading. Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Okay, I'm trying to think. Somebody else had this. Really interesting. I'm getting a different vibe though. It was Aquarius. It was Aquarius. So you may have some Aquarius in your chart or be dealing with an Aquarius. But Leo, this is an energy of really like taking a good look. And it's so interesting. We have the new moon in Taurus, April 30th this week. The new moon in Taurus is about really taking a look at our finances and what we're doing with our money, our relationship with our money, and where it is that we want to go in the future with our money. Being grateful for what we have, but just really taking a look at like our life goals around our money. What is it we want to bring in? How do we want to spend our money? How do we want to save our money? What are we saving for? And I feel as if you're being drawn to really take, I had a totally different feeling with Aquarius with this. To me, this is really about your money. Really taking a really good look at your money. Taking a look at where you are spending your money and asking yourself, is it because I'm really being drawn to this blue orb? Really taking a look at where you're spending your money and asking yourself, are you getting something really in return for it? Okay, say you go out to dinner quite often, right? When you go out to dinner, what is it that you're going out to dinner for? Is it the food? Is it the environment? Is it the camaraderie? Is it because you just don't want to cook? And then, taking a look at how much money maybe you're spending on eating out and asking yourself, well, is it really worth it? If it is, that's fine. It's all about just taking a look at it and asking yourself, is this little orb that I'm getting back from the money that I'm spending, is it worth it? Is that little orb precious enough for the time, the energy that I'm putting into, your career or into the things that you're buying? Sometimes when we really do take a look at that, we a lot of times when I do that, I change some of my spending habits, right? And it's kind of like, it's not as difficult to change the spending habits because it's kind of like, yeah, wait a minute, I'm not a big foodie, so to me, when I go out to eat, it's because of the experience or who I'm going out to eat with. It's not necessarily the food, because I'm mostly plant-based, right? So when I go out, it's just kind of like, there's just like not a lot of options. Let's put it that way, of food that I really want to eat. So I do go out to eat, but when I do, I'm thinking about the experience. I'm thinking about the people, right? I'm not thinking about the food. But would I want to go out to eat every night? No, I really wouldn't, because it's just not something that I want to put my money into. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah, I feel this card has been coming out a lot. I think that there is something about, with this new moon in Taurus, about ending a difficult financial cycle, of really, with this new moon in Taurus, really taking a look perhaps changing your priorities about where you want to spend your money. Um, and, if we do that, it's kind of like, I feel like it's almost like a paradigm shift. Like if you didn't spend as much money on eating out, what else could you buy with that money? I'm not saying you have to save it. What else could you buy, that would maybe bring you a different type of experience? And it doesn't mean that you don't ever eat out, and it could be, you're like, I don't eat out, but whatever you spend your money on. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Unfinished symphony. I feel like there's a shift of taking your money and changing your priorities. There was something else that, a creative project, a side business, or a full-time business, something else that you wanted to spend your money on, but you had to put it to the side for a little bit because there were other things that you had to spend your money on. And, maybe it was new tires for the car, or, a new roof, or, a health bill. Something came up. You had to take your money and put it somewhere else for a while. Or perhaps, you lost your job. And so it was kind of like, okay, yeah, I can't spend money on that. I got to put, that money towards paying rent, right? But now it's almost as if you get another chance to look at your finances and say, you know what, wait a minute. I think I can make a shift here because I'd really like to go back and finish whatever this is that you started. That could be the book that you've been wanting to write, or maybe you've written the book, but you couldn't afford to, look into having it published or whatever like that. Or, a side business, but you were like, well, I can't afford to, buy the computer that I'm going to need, or the inventory, or whatever that is. Or, maybe you're working full time and you want to scale back to working part time so you can put those extra hours into something else, a business that you'd like to start for yourself. Okay, so let's see where this is going. Let's see what your present energy is. Financial and material changes. Yeah, I feel like the message I'm getting is you have your fingers on the money, okay? And you are going to be changing the priority of where your money is being spent. Of just taking a look. It's almost this energy. I feel like you have this energy of, I don't have enough money to do everything I want. And now it's kind of like with this new moon in Taurus, that is really speaking out to me. It's like you take another look at your finances and you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. If I just shifted my priorities of where I'm spending my money, I would have enough money for whatever it is that you want. Or perhaps you realize, okay, I might not have it right away, but if I saved up for 6 months, I would have the money to take that vacation I've always wanted to take, right? Or buy something that you've always wanted to buy, or start your own business. What's your obstacle? Harmony, the Lover's card. Making choices that are good for you. Yeah, I get the sense that you feel like you're having to make choices based on what other people want instead, money choices, career choices, based on what other people want instead of what you want. And, that could go, you could be reprioritizing, like where you're putting your money, not just for yourself, but for other people. You may have somebody in your life that is, constantly asking you for money, and all of a sudden you're realizing, if I didn't give them $500 a month, wow, that would add up really fast, that's $6,000 in a year, then I could, you start thinking about other ways of making choices that are good for you, of your long-term goals, of where it is that you want to go, instead of oh yeah, I have this money, sure, let's spend it. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute. If I saved some, or if I didn't just blow it on stuff that I don't really care about, right? Then I'd have a lot of money. Yeah, emotional withdrawal. So, this is huh. This is, the energy of, the eight of this is really the Eight of Cups. It's this energy of pulling back your emotions from other people. And okay, for some of you, this may not resonate with everybody, but for some of you, are you spending your money on other people in a way of keeping them happy or appeased or in your life? I have a friend, she's not a Leo, but she spends a lot of money on her children. And sometimes I'll even say to her, I mean, she spends a lot. But this energy of, are you spending your money? There's something emotional about how you're spending your money. And perhaps your worthiness is tied to your money. Spending money in areas, you're spending your money on people or experiences with people instead of spending your money on things that make you happy. So for instance, let's go back to, you have a friend or a family member and, this month they need new tires. Next month, it's something else. Can you help me with the water bill? Or it could just be, somebody that just kind of is always in the realm of asking for money or kind of expecting money from you in some way. And you have to pull that money back in order to be able to make choices that are better for you. Whether that's saving your money or saving it up for something you want to buy or just putting it into something else that is more satisfying for you. So you're a little bit concerned that when you pull this money back from this person that or the situation, that when you do that, they're going to not want to be in your life anymore. That is your strength, is understanding, is coming to terms with that and understanding, well, if they're really only in my life for the money or the financial stability I can provide for them, then is it somebody I really want in my life? Because you have new beginnings. This is the Fool card. Stepping out into a new direction, making choices that are good for you. If you have adult children, sometimes, you get to the certain point, you may financially support them for some time, even once they're out of school and starting to get started in life, you may. And then at some point, it's kind of like, okay, got to stop, But there is that energy of realizing that everybody has their path, and everybody's path includes being able to provide for themselves in some way. Now, of course, there are some people that are not capable of doing that, right? That's different, okay? We're talking about people that are capable, and yet perhaps in your vicinity, you've given so much, you've been so generous that they just kind of like almost expect it from you now. Yeah, because your weakness is you're not listening to your intuition. Your weakness here is that I feel like your intuition is speaking to you, but you're not wanting to listen to it because you know that there's a difficult conversation or perhaps a separation that needs to occur, and you're not sure you want to make that choice. That's difficult. And yet at the same time, you're being asked to really think about yourself, make choices that are good for you. Yeah, positive movement forward. And, you know, for some of you, you may have to say goodbye to certain people in your life or certain situations. You know, if you have a job that's extremely draining on you, right? You may have to say goodbye to that job in order to go searching for something that is more fulfilling for you, both spiritually and materially. Yeah, really nice energy. That's the Eight of Wands. Moving forward quickly, understanding, hey, there's something better out there for me, and so I'm heading that way. Yeah, you have two eights. And then the third eye chakra. Oh my goodness. and then the world card coming, finishing out this cycle, clearing it out, clearing out any of the last bits of clutter. And then your intuition. Look at this. Your intuition really comes back in. There's something here that is draining. And you know what? I'm going to come back to this. I think it's because there's something that you want to finish. Something that you started maybe a very long time ago. Or even a hobby that you started a long time ago, but you want to do more with it. You want to go, something about going to the next level. But you can't do it unless you're willing to allow some burden to drop. Yeah. Healing, there's part of this, interesting message, thank you. There's part of this is that when you pull back your financial energy, okay? So when you pull back your money from relationships or situations, or your time and energy from relationships or situations that really are not paying out. Remember we talked about that blue orb? Are you getting what you're giving, right? It's about taking a really good look at that. Because when you pull back your energy and you start making choices about your finances, about your career, about your money that are good for you based on what you want in your heart, like going within and saying, no, this is something I really want to do. Some of you may be wanting to travel, right? But you can't travel unless you can save up for the trip that you're really wanting to go on. So saying no to some other people or situations, right, helps you to heal your relationship with money, because our relationship with money is very based on our worthiness. If we are willing to just, unless you have a ton of money, right? Just give our money away or give our time away. It's a little bit of an indication that, we don't think of ourselves as being very worthy, of what we have is very worthy. So we just kind of like give it away, right? But when you step into a sense, when you heal yourself in a way and clear out the clutter of people that are taking from you, and you are willingly giving, allowing them to take from you more, not just an equal give and take, but they're getting a much better end of the bargain, right, than you are in the situation, then it's kind of like you step into this energy of knowing how much you love yourself, of making decisions that are good for you, of saying, no, wait a minute, I'm willing to give you what I can, but first I have to fulfill everything that it is that my heart truly desires. And a lot of times we think of that as being selfish, right? Oh, you're being so selfish. Especially if you have somebody in your, friends or family, or even at work, why are you being so selfish with your money or your time or your energy? You're not being selfish. You're looking out for yourself. You're loving yourself. You're saying, no, wait a minute. My time, my energy, my money is valuable to me, and I am valuable. And so I give to myself first. I make sure I am fulfilled, and then I give to others. I mean, you can go overboard with it, but Leo, this message is that you're not going overboard with it, right? So let's take a look at intuition here. Yeah, your intuition is telling you you need to balance things out, but you have it turned off. It's look at this. It's kind of like your intuition is that disc right there, and is trying to talk to you. It's like a loudspeaker trying to talk to you, but you have your eyes closed and your fingers in your ears, and you're going, no, 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 I don't want to hear it. Because you have to balance it out. And balancing things out sometimes is very difficult, because you have to say no to some other people and say yes to yourself. Okay, so let's see what your positive movement is. Yeah, there's fears. There's fears about how this may play out. Fears about, well, what will this person think of me? Fears, will they leave me? Those types of things. But, it's like you don't know the answer, and yet at the same time with the moon card, it means that the divine is guiding you. I really feel like you're being called to finish whatever this is, it's like, go finish that. It's almost as if your guides are saying, this is really important. We need you to finish this. So Leo, can you please, say no to a few other people over here and work on this. We need this, because you have a special gift. You have a special talent that needs to be shared. Third eye chakra and, the Ace of Wands, getting this. Okay, I'm clearing out the clutter. I'm clearing out all those people, situations, relationships, jobs that are pulling away my time, energy, and money. I'm clearing those out because I'm ready to have a fresh start. And I'm going to be guided in what direction to go in. So I know that I can trust my intuition again. All right, Leo. So let's see what we have here with your soul truth card. How can I surrender even more in this moment? Okay, I think Sag had this too. Very interesting. All right, it is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but that is coming, right? You can't see it. You're a little bit fearful. I can't see the future. And, the divine is saying, that's okay. We got you. All you have to do is trust. Trust us. This is the path that you are to take. This symphony, whatever this is. I'd love to hear in the comments. What is it that you need to go finish? Friendship. Special friends are there to help me and bring me strength during difficult times. Okay, the message I'm getting here is that you could have had some financially difficult times or emotionally difficult times. And some of these people that are in your life now may have been there for you. And so sometimes there's this little bit of guilt that we get if we say no to somebody that has helped us in the past. I really feel as if you have, you have balanced that out, it's almost, I almost feel like, I don't want to say blackmail. It's not blackmail, but it's kind of, have you ever had somebody in your life that, well, I was there when you needed, but it's kind of like, okay, what's the statute of limitations on that, right? And, the other thing is that whenever we give and we expect something back in return, right? That's always a disaster. So if you ever lend money, just lend it and feel like, okay, if I don't get it back, it's fine. Like, only lend what you can lend and not have to worry about if you're getting it back or not. Because, a special friend will help you no matter what, right? Whether you can pay them back or not, or, or you're kind of like, okay, I've paid you back, but now I have to go in this other direction. We're all on our own path. And when you think of it that way, not that you don't help other people. I think the lesson here is that you have overhelped. I feel like you have overhelped. And now you're the pendulum is coming back. You're bringing things back into balance. And that can sometimes be difficult. Okay, action. Drop all fear and just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive action in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is positive confirmation from God and the angels that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. And you know, you really do. You have the full moon. Things are coming to an end. You're clearing out all of that last stuff that you need to clear out so that you can go and create, do what it is that you truly want to do, following your heart. And following your heart sometimes means you have to say no to other people. But that is also part of your path, is understanding that you have a direction that you're being called to go in. You have gifts and talents to share with other people. And so it's time to love yourself and make those choices that may be difficult for you to even make, but difficult for other people to accept. But you're following your heart and things will work out for you. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. I do personal readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. But I do wish you so much love and light in this situation. Please be gentle with yourself as you move forward. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.